Hi everybody, welcome back to Roguelands. My name is Mikey Dubs, and today we're continuing the Roguelands Gauntlet. Continuing on with Maya, as you can see in the top left corner, we got a win with Krieg in the last video, but our streak of wins ended when we died as Krieg to our own shot. So we learned a little bit about Krieg in the last video, and we're trying to learn some more about Maya in this one. Every time I play these characters, I tend to get a little bit more advanced, a little bit more knowledgeable about what I need to do. SMG, a cat class mod, an SMG damage class mod, combined with maybe a slag bandit SMG, make Cloud Kill very, very strong. A TD or fire SMG could be something I'm also interested in. I mean, I like the cat class mod. It's just a lot of bonus damage, as though many people say, "Oh, don't focus in on just one gun type. You need to be using all gun types." I agree, it's true. But in the early game of Roguelands, when you're maybe the biggest thing that you're trying to fight against is biggest thing we're fighting against is the damage in the early rounds from these enemies. So why don't we just stack up the SMGs a little bit? Go grab a Grenache. Let's go. All right. No more SMGs, please, for my cat class mod. Is that a Snyder? It doesn't look like it. It is. That's actually kind of nice for taking out shields. We will slap it on. We have ourselves our first enemy that we find is a fire enemy, so go ahead and try to land these crits on this guy. Put you up. You don't go down. You stay up. You get slagged, then you get back. There we go. This SMG definitely leaves a little bit to be desired. Flag up. And then we might have to bouncing Betty this a little bit here. There we go. Big damage coming out from the bouncing Betty there. Here we go. 2 more grenades down on the ground. Bouncing Betty carrying me a little bit here. Glowing Runes, thank you very much for stopping by the stream, saying hi, good luck with your runs today. Hey, thank you very much. We're looking to we're installing stage 1, tier 1, but we want to get Cloud Kill going sooner rather than later. So it's definitely going to be a right side skill tree build, at least for the early part. But when it comes to the rest of the skills on Maya, I always find myself finding 2 roads diverging in the yellow wood and not knowing which one is the one less traveled by be an issue for us. I should have this fire damage SMG out. There we go. Because this guy right here cannot be slagged. Catch. Oh, why don't I just do this? There we go. One shot. Good catch. Later. Catch. Oh my gosh, the damage. Very nice. Like that. Easy, clean, respectable. Cooldown rate plus 41%. Now that is something I can get behind. 41% on this action skill is ridiculously. Why don't we take... I mean, I don't want to rock launchers. I don't have to because of the ammo constraints, but you never know. You never know. I grab this. Got a Hulk, which I'm not too interested in, I don't think. Hyperion Barrel or Hyperion Grip with Jacob Stock. Maybe I should take it just in case, but I don't think we'll ever use it. Don't think we'll ever need it. All right, any fire enemies? No. That means you get 1 shot. Catch. Oh my Lanta. Getting all sorts of TDR SMGs. Oh my gosh, see you later, homie. Nice. And what's really, really nice about TDR SMGs is that you get reload speed and mag size from Maya's tier 1 skill in the right side skill tree. So that is just absolutely another launcher. We're getting all kinds of launchers. Canyon. Okay, let's go. Hopefully we get some non-fire immune enemies to start here. Ooh, I do like Hyperion SMGs because of the accuracy. They start really, bringing in that accuracy after the first couple shots. I think I'm gonna go TDR Chucks for a bit. I mean, I just made it stronger. I might as well keep using it. Ignore the fire immune enemies. Just kill the ones that can take damage from fire. Gotcha. If they're fire immune, do not worry about them. I can kill plenty of enemies. Here we go. One more. There we go. Got it. This stage can be pretty quick, pretty easy. Wow, a Bone of the Ancients. Corrosive damage and cooldown rate. Whoa. I mean, why wouldn't we just use that? Because the Bone of the Ancients has insane synergy with Cloud Kill. I think we take Immolate. Flicker, more chance to slag isn't that important on Maya. Now we want to get ourselves a really strong corrosive damage weapon. Maybe not. Maybe slag is what we want to use. I'm not too sure. Spike shield, a sticky longbow slag grenade, a lob singularity with a 0.0 second fuse, a lobbed corrosive cloud with a 3-second fuse. Now what you got for me? Scout, I'm not gonna take. Diamond dart, okay. Non-elemental. Nadal SMG. Unless it's like a Sandhawk or something, I don't see it being that great. Legendary Siren class mod. Would you look at that? Cooldown rate, gun damage. Increase movement speed by 45% while phase lock is active. Now we are talking. I can go any sort of weapon now. Not to be SMGs. I have the gun damage. I have the cooldown rate. I have the cloud kill. Relic. I mean, what could stop us? I honestly feel better about this run than I have in about any of my previous runs as far as round 2 goes. This is insanely strong. All right, legendary siren class mod and a Bone of the Ancients by tier 1 stage 2. Insane. I don't have cloud kill this stage though. Why don't we just grab a corrosive damage launcher? And just start really seeing ourselves. One of the Ancients. Buff Huff Bar Launcher. Alright. Let's go. Zay in chat is asking, which one do I prefer? Do I prefer normal Roguelands or do I prefer randomized? Love the streams and videos, man. Also the reason I got into Mono BL2. Thanks. Oh, wow. That's really cool. I prefer not randomized. However, I do like the cross skill randomizer, but I wanted to complete the Roguelands Gauntlet challenge. It's just a way I'm creating my own rules, and that way I can. A big part of it is I want to be able to make a Roguelands guide, but I want to get a win on each character so I can say there's like, without a doubt, I am the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? One win on each character in a row is a challenging feat that I want to accomplish. Any chance of a Borderlands playthrough, says F-Man. I would say there is a chance of a Borderlands playthrough. How much of a chance? I don't know. And I really wish I had cloud kill you. I do have a series of flak. Getting the best gear on flak and stuff like that. Oh, who's roasting me here? That's all I got. 14 out of 15. Back to the junk loader. We will slowly destroy him. Cross skill randomizer is really fun. Weapon randomizer with half of them not shooting is hilarious. 50-50. Yeah, I love the fully randomized. I love the views that it gets. I love the attention it brings to the channel and all that stuff. But the biggest problem for me is the grenades that don't ever really do anything, and half the guns don't function. So it's a great idea. It's just the physical mod itself kind of lets us down a tiny bit. Okay, let's go 1 point in cloud kill, 1 point in flicker because it's obvious here, 1 point in ward, 1 point in inertia. Let's go 1 point in mind's eye. Let's get these points staggered out. I don't need any more gun damage, I don't think. Now that I have cloud kill plus corrosive damage, we're gonna be looking pretty dang strong. I think we're gonna see, I punched my mic. I think we're gonna see the results of that coming up here right away. This cloud kill it shows off what it can do. Every time it procs, it's going to kill the enemy, just like that. With the bonus corrosive damage, I think the corrosive Bone of Ancients might be Maya's best. I think. Imagine if we get mod tools on console for BO4 like Fallout and Fallout 76. That would be amazing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Excuse me. Gotcha. Go up. Once the cloud kill procs, I no longer have to shoot at that guy. Okay. Get a couple grenages out there. Cloud kill's on him. He's gonna die. And now what I kind of want to do before this door opens is run over here and grab these chests without dying. Let's try getting back without dying. Don't sprint, just hop. Again, all we need to do is slag. We have points in flicker, so we're going to be slagging very consistently. Let's grab our singularities with a 0.0 second fuse. Does your Roguelands crash randomly, says F-Man? It does not crash randomly. If I'm messing around in the menus too much when I'm doing like the cross-skill randomizer and stuff like that, it does crash. Oh, okay, I'm still alive. It's fine. Gotta get rid of these lunatic bombers. Drop grenades at their feet. Careful. I brought these grenades with me so I could singularity these enemies. There we go. Finally. Now I got Oni. He's cloud killed. He's gonna keep getting cloud killed. He's gonna keep getting slagged up. That's a lot of damage against Oni. Alright, buddy. You got no answer. Very nice. Makes it hard to start a run knowing the game will just bug out. Yeah, I when I'm messing around in the menus a lot, it tends to bug out. But I typically don't have many issues when it comes to the stability of Roguelands. If I'm running a whole bunch of other mods, yes. So if I add a mod and I crash, I will almost always go back and take out those mods. Let's keep going in this skill tree. Chain reaction is a must, and then 2 points Reaper, and we continue. Okay, this is a decent matchup for us. We got Cloud Kill is gonna go off here. Look at that Cloud Kill. Here comes another proc. And by the third proc, he'll be dead. Yeah. He did do a lot of damage to me, but I do not care. A Fibber. I have a slot I can try stuff out. The ship. I think this is the good Fibber. This Moxie's crit. I mean, I'll take it. All right, Reaper for more. Chain reaction for more. Flicker. Oh, we can't do anything more for Flicker. All right, let's actually farm the stage out a little bit. W Fibber. Okay, then I should probably run this Fibber then. I think this is the good one. If I was playing Gauge with Close Enough, I feel like I'd be a little bit more confident with it. But I feel great about this. One thing I do... Someone was talking about on... I think on Twitter, and Joltstu replied to it, was... You know, the future of SDK modding, kind of. And it was... What kind of mods are possible? And why can't we just make everything an SDK mod? And Jolts had to tell someone that it's not that easy. You know, oh my gosh, what a droog. Alright, crit. You've been replaced by something simply better. Get me up there, get me up there, get me up there. Oh. Like, it's just not that easy. You can't just, like, yes, the ease of SDK modding and the consistency of SDK modding is wonderful. But not all mods, from what I've heard and from what I understand, are SDK compatible. They don't even know what SDK stands for. Yeah, I think right here we're definitely gonna want to go to, as soon as this guy appears, yeah, I'm gonna put him up, slag him, cloud kill this guy down. Luckily we are playing Maya. If we weren't playing Maya, this would be a lot more challenging. There we go. And we can very simply swap over to the Droog here. We've got gun damage. We got cooldown rate. Put everybody up. Everybody down. Maybe slag cloud kills a little bit better, but we got plenty of damage now. All right, we're running out of blem with that weapon. Let's swap to our fibber. Not bad, not bad. Remember to shoot at the ground when you're rocking this fibber. That's what I gotta tell myself. I would love to see, you know, like, one thing, a dream of mine is to have a whole bunch of more playable characters added to Borderlands 2. And I think people have done work in that regard, in that respect, but is there a character? But I would like to see more, you know, playable characters. But I've kind of only been doing SDK modding, which is limiting my ability to access some of the maybe even some of the coolest mods that Borderlands 2 has to offer. Do I have a character archetype that I would like to see in Borderlands 4? Yes, I very much like elementalists. I like elemental based characters. I played Berserker in, actually let's just go to Slag and keep it simple. Oh, never mind, we got it. I'd like elemental based characters. I think you can take any character, any archetype, and add an element to it, and immediately it becomes cooler. Water, fire, earth, air, you know, like 39% launcher damage wouldn't be too bad if we end up getting a really sick launcher. This Bone of the Ancients is insanely strong. All right, flicker for 3, 1 point, and now this skill tree is done. Very nice. This is where 2 roads diverge in Yellowwood, and I took the one less traveled by. Or at least I tried to. I think the movement speed from last mod, when phase lock is active, makes me want to be phase locking more. In which case, I'm going to be going in the left side skill tree. I don't get the fire rate, but I'm going to need it as much. I'm getting the hardest boss fights, unless this is a mobbing stage. It's mobbing. Holy cow, I was gonna say, I'm getting the hardest boss fights. Oh, that armored enemy got absolutely one-shot shredded. And what this guy's going to. I like bandit SMGs for slagging because of their large magazine size. Although Maya can somewhat make up for the fact that Alawans have pretty bad magazine size with extra magazine size and fire and reload speed. Right, she has a little bit more uptime with these kinds of weapons than other characters might, but from the very beginning of the game, right, just the tier 1 skill, you get that magazine size and reload speed, which is super nice. But on most characters, I do prefer bandit SMGs for slagging over Malawan SMGs for slagging, which might surprise some people, but if you're a veteran, it might not. F-Man says, do you think Wonderland is worth making content for? Don't think many YouTubers have covered it. A lot of YouTubers have not covered the game. There's not a lot of people playing the game. Every once in a while, you do see people on Reddit being like, you know, is this game fun? What should I play? And I think the game is really fun. Just the chaos chambers are not that intriguing after the millionth time you've played through them. And that's just a me thing, probably, but maybe it's not just a me thing. I do like playing Berserker. I do like the idea of all the different classes, though. It's just that they stopped making classes for that game. Like, that game was reliant on Vault Hunter or on Fate Maker character classes to keep it interesting. So that way, whenever a new class comes out, I went back and I played the game. When Blightcaller came out, I went back and did a full playthrough on Blightcaller because I wanted to see what synergies I could create with Blightcaller. Now, what was that? Not a bad blaster. And fire rate. I'm not a big fan of the Fibber if I'm not playing Gauge. I just tried it, didn't like it so much. Let's keep it rolling. I played through Blightcaller. All the way to Chaos, whatever it was. I'm not sure if it was Chaos. It was never Chaos 100 because I never made Chaos 100. Oh my. Legendary cat class mod. In fact, we'll actually take that. He's hiding behind the wall. This Asarful's coming legit. I'm gonna lie to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Goliath Blaster's gotta go. He's gotta go up and he's gotta go. He's not going up. Now he's gone. I saw the rockets coming. I gotta keep my distance a little bit. This blaster is so much fun. It's got good accuracy. Pretty high damage. Look at that. That is nice. The more I back into phase lock things, the stronger I will become. Let's Maya has so many good skills. Like, you want to take kinetic reflection for defense. You want to take inertia for defense. I do like the extra reload speed that comes from inertia as well. I like how it's offensive and defensive. It's a good way to get your shields back, and it's a good way to keep uptime so you can keep... Whoa! Hey, buddy! What you got from me? And a fire bone of the ancients. Now that is something nice right there. Whoa! 2 legendary loot midgets. Art of the ancient shotgun damage. Fight. I'm getting all of the ancient relics. F-Man says, I heard the campaign is good, but never got around to it since Chaos Chambers was quite disappointing. Well, Chaos Chambers were fun. Like, it was a lot of fun. Getting it, beating the campaign around like level 35 or so, like whatever level you did it, because I spent a good amount of time in the side quest, because the side quests are great fun in all Borderlands games. I spent a good amount of time. I'm just looking around a little bit for pressure play here. I spent a good amount of time in the Chaos Chambers. And I thought it was really fun, like testing your build, getting stronger, getting ascended gear, anointed gear. But when it became, okay, I've replaced my standard Wailing Banshee with a chaotic Wailing Banshee. Now, and then I replaced my chaotic Wailing Banshee with an ascended Wailing Banshee. And I was like, now I have. But then it became, okay, well, now you got to replace your ascended Wailing Banshee, the Wailing Banshee being a melee weapon for my Berserker. Highest base damage melee weapon, which Berserker scale, the base game Berserker, a non-modded Berserker, is the spin to win tech. If you wanted to do spin to win, Dreadwind type stuff, you didn't care about attack speed on your melee weapon because it didn't factor into your damage formula at all. All you cared about was damage. So you would get a Wailing Banshee, and once you got it to Ascended, it's like, oh wait, now I need to go get Primordial, and I have to beat the same Chaos Chambers, do the exact same thing. Like, yeah, it's fun, and I got a character spec'd out to the point where I was at the max level Chaos Chambers when they were out. But when Chaos 100 came out, I didn't feel any drive. No drive to go through 100 levels of Chaos. No. And it seemed like, oh, we can artificially get people to play more hours if we just increase the Chaos Chamber level, which is true. Is true. But if you could just put one or two people on designing Fate Makers. Designing Fate Makers so that we can, instead of going to Chaos 100 with one Fate Maker, we go to Chaos 20 or 30 with all of our Fate Makers, because there's new ones coming out and we want to feel how they perform from the ground up. We want to start from scratch. We want to have that Borderlands. This blaster, by the way, is performing. I know that it's probably being juiced up by, Cloud Kill and all that. Like, we have very diverse elements. Our damage is quite good. I don't even know what my current shield is, but this one seems pretty good. 2.3 milli, nice recharge delay. Adaptive sounds good too, but look, the size of this shield is insane, it looks like. All right, so a little bit more inertia here, and then we go quicken. I like kinetic reflection, don't get me wrong. It's just, I just don't have enough points. All right, start with you, Bridget. You go down, and we'll keep you that way. Go now, Colin. You go down. Bridget comes to save you, and she goes down to this blaster is everything I need it to be right now. Holy cow. But I did like the campaign. Oh, wow, a new skin. Let's go. Maybe I can even put that in the thumbnail if it's good enough. New skins are exciting for me because I want new heads. I want new skins for thumbnail purposes. Iron skin customization, huge. And I'm getting pretty close to, I would say, to reinstalling the backpack mod, just because with this mod, without it, I know that the standard backpack size for Roguelands is 100, but 150 is probably a little bit better. All right, so we can now get our action skill up more often. More movement speed sounds really good, but I don't like the ball. I'd rather just put the enemy up, put the enemy down, and keep it moving. That being said, let's go ahead and take some sweet release. Get that heal juice going. But I do recommend Wonderlands. Maybe we'll make content on it. I doubt it. Maybe if Wonderlands 2 comes out. I don't know. Right, we keep using our action skill because that's going to group up the enemies. There we go. You stepped into the wrong mine. Those are my general thoughts on the whole Wonderlands, and I don't think there was any reason to be turned off from the game because of chaos chambers. I think the game was good, very good. The box a couple times, maybe we'll get something good to eat here. Electric leech or loud breath of Timorous. Come on now. This can be any weapons in the game, and that is something that I am interested in. Got a bad grip, however. Got a Logan's gun. If we can get ourselves a sham, please. Okay, Gunnerang on Thunderbolt Fist. This is not looking so hot. We have to think. If our target is, maybe we can go conference call. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's go. Some shotgun, some SMG, some Grenache, some assault rifle. Let's go across the board here. Then for 2 more, 1 SMG, 1 shotgun. I hate that multiplayer was broken in Wonderlands. Yeah, I mean, these games do function, I think, way better as single player games. That's just been my experience. Maybe we play for, I think maybe we don't go over this shotgun, and he's resisting all my corrosive. Why don't we just put on a shotgun damage and pull out a conference call? See what we can do here. It doesn't seem that much better. Okay, I literally couldn't join my friends on the same console. It was so stupid. Oh, man, that sounds really terrible, actually. Yeah. Actually, an okay damage with this conference call. I mean, we are juiced up to the max with it. Okay, hopefully we can get ourselves a power up with the... Wow, that's actually not bad. Keep him slagged. One thing about mine that's nice is we can keep him slagged really easily without ever having to swap weapons. Go. Almost down to below half already. Here we go. You go ahead and do that move. I'll do this move. Need power-ups. Running a bit out of ammo, but that's why I activated the ammo shrine. Oh, some blammo here. Thank you. Will go a long way. I can keep him going like this. Oh, don't get hit. More blammo. More of this. Some more enemies. Don't get punched. Yeah, I think Borderlands 2 was kind of like in the pre-sequel, like the peak of co-op in Borderlands. Like Borderlands 3 did not feel good to play in co-op. Look at all this loot flying. Holy cow. Another Thunderball Fist, which is a little bit sad. Incendiary Fastball. Now, that could be something maybe I'm interested in. We get over here. A Seraphim. Did that replace... I think that could maybe replace my blaster. It's pretty good, I think. All right, what do we get from this loot, though? Might of the Seraphs or Corrosive Crossfire? Let's take a Corrosive Crossfire. That way we have a grenade for armored enemies, and now we have a grenade for a longbow slag transfusion. 2.9-second fuse. Sounds pretty good. I would make quick work of Pyro Pete. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, Borderlands 3 co-op felt horrible. Like, yeah, they added the features of the co-opetition mode or cooperation mode where you have separate instances of loot, which is always nice. What is this? Okay, I was gonna say it looks like it's bugged out. But not being able to see when your teammates go down, also like having your own instances of loot, it's a great feature, but it ruins my immersion. I am a big immersion guy. You gotta put me into the world for me to experience it. And every time a buddy goes, oh, I got this to drop, do you want it? I'm like, remove it. Remove the feature from the game. Because I'm a fairly critical person. Like, if someone says, oh, I got a great drop for you from that, do you want this? Technically, they could have had it all along. They could have had that and just waited and it's up. Yep, now I can give this to you. I don't like it. I'm not saying I would do that, but it's within the realm of possibility now because there is loot being dropped that I can't see that's coming from other people. Don't like it. I want to see the drop. I want to see it pop, and then we as friends, we now are forced to communicate, to talk to each other, to make decisions as a group, rather than, oh, we all just get a separate loot, we're all happy. A part of being happy with what you have is not getting what you want at the time. You know, maybe that legendary that makes you stronger, makes your friend way stronger, and you decide as a group, to give it to the person that can use it better, rather than give it to the person who could just make it better. You know what I'm saying? Or who can become a little bit stronger, rather give it to the person who becomes a lot stronger. By the way, crisp, absolutely crisp snipes right there. Don't be a little, what's it called? Hyperius? Oh my, Lanta. Need to get some outkill going on that guy. I'm in trouble. I need a corrosive crossfire here. Everybody's corrosive crossfire. Toss this. Go shield, go. Who's hitting me for all this damage? But you are. Ow. You. Toss this bad boy. Toss this bad boy. And I should probably throw... I do have the Bone of the Ancients on. Good. Thank you, Snyder. Ooh, what an intense stage. The crossfires kind of went off. BO3 had that. Yes, BO3 did have cooperation and coopetition, and I play in cooperation not to make my friends mad, but I think it does negate from the overall co-op experience significantly. I think competition is a superior mode if you want to have an overall better experience. But I guess you want that to be more forced. I hate that only because people in multiplayer only think for themselves and don't normally have mics. Yeah, see, I typically don't play with Randys, right? Borderlands to me is a very fun game to play solo. It's very fun to go around, do your own thing. I'm only going to be playing multiplayer when I'm playing with friends. I'm not I'm not going to be going out there playing with Randys. It's just not something that I'm going to do. Because typically in a collector style game like Borderlands, right? This is a collector style game where you collect objects of value. A big part of what gives that item value is the reaction of other people when they see, wow, you got that item? That's incredible. How did you get that? Connect reflection for more defense here. If you're online playing with Randys, like, no one's impressed. No one's impressed by your gear. It's a sad truth, but it is the truth. No one cares about your gear. Everyone cares about their gear. You know, what they get. So yeah, it's cool to show off. Like if you're playing World of Warcraft or something like that. Can I run through this crossfire without being damaged? If you're playing World of Warcraft or something like that, and you have a really cool mount, and you can run around and show off that mount. If you're playing Borderlands, your gun is tiny. You know? By this Snyder absolutely going off. Later, kids. Your gun is tiny. Your gear, it doesn't. There's no huge visual showing your friends. Look at this amazing mount that I got. I personally, although I do like the idea of farming to collect items, in other games, a lot of it is about, having a rare piece of gear to show everybody else. Like this, when I played World of Warcraft Shadowlands, one of the coolest mounts in the game was the frog. Like you could run around as this frog, and to get the frog, you had to go to a world event, and you had to, if I was on, I think Alliance or Horde, or whatever, I forgot which faction I was in. But only one faction could get access to the world event at a time, and it had like half an hour respawn. So if you want to get your mount in any sort of particular fashion, I'm not sure if it was half an hour, but it felt like it was a long respawn timer. You had to get there, and a lot of times what would happen is one faction would sit, like literally hit the sit emote and wait on the sidelines while a different faction finished it. Then that faction would leave, and then the one waiting around would come in. Sometimes you had to scrap. You had to scrap the other faction, saying, get out of here so that some of our faction members can get this mount. And that's what we did. We fought. We scrapped. It was a great time. And now I got to show off, hey, I got the frog mount. I'm running around with a frog. It's just cool. Take more points in kinetic reflection. More points in ward. And while we're here, more points in damage. In Borderlands, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. Borderlands is an online single player game, meaning you can play locally without an online connection. And that's always been that way, and Gearbox has stated they want to keep it that way. That means that weapon duplication will always be a thing. That means that all those diamond keys that you saved up, someone else is duplicating those diamond keys and running 100 diamond keys in a row in Borderlands 3. There is no economy of value with these items. It's like it just doesn't exist. The only way that it does exist is if you play the whole game on stream. And people can see your collection, but even then, they do not care. People just do not care about what you have. In a video game in general, in life in general, a lot of time, especially in Borderlands, no appeal. Go. And it's strange. It's a little bit strange. It's a collector game, but it's a collection for yourself, nobody else. But for that reason, I play multiplayer with my friends, and I play single player every other time. It's just another big reason why I like co-opetition better than cooperation. Because the game already has so much by the way of loot inflation, I want to say. Like, there's so much loot inflation. I remember I was playing Wonderlands and I went onto a Discord saying, hey, does somebody want to trade an item? You know, because I figured if someone wants to trade an item, the way I thought about it was, if somebody wants to trade for an item, that means that they're not going out and going on Gib save editor and making it for themselves. If somebody wants to trade for an item, they're going to have an item trade, and they're trying to do this the right way. Well, I got a really nice Stabomancer class mod in Wonderlands. Like, it was God mode status class mod. All the right skills, all the right points, ascended. It's beautiful. I got that and I was like, well, I'm not really playing Stabomancer, but what I really need is a Wailing Banshee, an Ascended Wailing Banshee cryo with Echo on it. Let's go see if somebody has one. And I found a trade partner and I got the item and I traded my item. He said, hey, I got this from somebody else. I got this from somebody else. And immediately I was like, really? Dang it. Like, this is the item he gave me was a best in slot item for my character and for other characters as well. That made me think this item's not legit. On top of that, once I put it in my bank, it duplicated itself once. I was like, okay, this item feels to me like it might be bugged. I think Borderlands does have a big problem with the entire loot inflation. Like, things that are supposed to be rare are not. And you can set your own rules, but in other games, so you have to realize Borderlands functions differently than other games. In other games... Come on here, how come I can't pull that lever? Gotta shoot something? In other games, it is entirely online. You cannot do save editor to get the items you want. I'm sure there's ways to get the items you want, but they're not readily accessible. There are not common tools to do it. So when you get an item, now when you get that amazing drop from that raid boss, no one else got that drop. You can't duplicate that. You can't give it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's way more value to your items. I like adding value to items rather than removing value from items, if that makes sense. Let's go to our... wait, what happened? How come I can't... There we go. Just wanted to aim down sight and shoot. Come on, Spyco. Go. And I feel like cooperation mode reduces the value of items. Speaking of rare items, look at a Cobra. Very rare item in Borderlands. Of that. Might go the Cobra. But it just... With the blade on it, I don't want it to be something like where I use it, I'm disappointed by it because it's not technically the best version of it. Where'd it go? Where's that Cobra at? That Cobra at? It's unmistakable. Okay, the TL Cope Cobra. What kind of parts are we talking on this bad boy? Does that look like a good parts? It does look beautiful. It always has, always will. We still get 5 points. Get more crit damage. And let's regenerate some health. 3% maximum health per second when an enemy is face locked is not bad. A really good matchup for us. Again, we got Saturn and Uranus, which is good. Just go Snyder here. Could go Gunnerang. Do I have anything else that's a little bit better? This Vladov horror show. There we go. We're really simple against this guy. Try to land crits. Look at that damage right there. Not a Droog or anything like that, but it's still pretty good. Sheriff's badge, I like. Scorpio and a rock salt. I mean, I'll never be able to use, or I'll never be able to use different weapons unless I actually equip different weapons. I mean, I used a bladed Vlad horror show for this boss. Off my back. All right, let's go boneyarding. Now let's take this bad boy off and let's do something fun. Why not like a diamond dart or something? Don't. Look at this. Look at the dart doing its thing. Oh, Tubby. Get him. You thick boy. What's he drop me? Oh my gosh, he's dropped me all kinds of things. Wow. I mean, all really bad things. I mean, I guess the Avenger's pretty good. Ultimate badass shock skag. Good one shot. Legendary cat class mod. I'll take it. Wow, that Tubby was insane as far as value goes. Tier 2, of course, tier 2 pressure plates giving me nothing. Well, that's where they're at. What I might do, and I think this could be worth it, is pick up the Avenger for ammo regen purposes. Right, doesn't it give me regen? Bullet regen? Yeah, see that? That's kind of cool. I could always chuck it. I mean, it could be a decent mobbing weapon. But I think a big reason why a lot of Borderlands players have been kind of asking for an open world style game, like an MMO style game, is because of that problem, which I just explained. The lack of value in the loot because of the lack of shared world. There's no shared world in Borderlands. Everyone has their own world. Everyone can log in. Everyone can cheat the game. Which is one of the greatest strengths of the game, right? Like, you can play this game offline. But as soon as you do that, a lot of those items that were previously super valuable, they lose that. They lose that value. Like, it's a toy at the end of the day. Like, you're playing the game. How do you want to have fun with your game? And I personally like, in a group of friends, playing coopetition better than cooperation, and I don't necessarily think it's that clear. Instance loot is a nice quality of life feature that keeps players happy and stops you from having those truly horrible experiences where someone is hogging the loot. It does stop that from happening. But at the same time, it removes a huge level of social gameplay in a game like Borderlands, which is advertised as a co-op experience. I mean, in all of their big videos and stuff, they show multiple Vault Hunters, multiple Fate Makers, all doing stuff. Avenger's kind of sick, though. We'll just toss a couple of them out. Maybe they'll do something. To the face, to the face. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Come again. Give me my ammo back, my ammo back. Doo doo. Doo 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 doo. A similar thing happened in World of Warcraft. And I keep talking about World of Warcraft. I haven't even played that game that much. I made a couple max rank characters by playing through the storylines and stuff like that. But World of Warcraft, in order to get a dungeon, right? So a dungeon is a small raid, right? In Chaos Chamber, smaller raid, the smaller final boss, that you go in there with five members of a team. And I believe back in the day, it did not matter what 5 members you chose. However, it was high. I'm not sure if they ever forced it, but it was highly encouraged that you have one tank, and at least one tank, and at least one support. That way, and support means healer in WoW. That way, you could have allow your other 3 DPS to do the damage while the tanks and the healer heals the tank and heals the DPS when they get low, which they shouldn't be if they're playing properly. But sometimes boss mechanics are what boss mechanics are, and people just take damage. Anyways. Then over time, because people were, what ended up happening was, like, people don't have friends to play with, right? And people couldn't find groups to rock dungeons, and so they just couldn't do the dungeons, and it felt bad. Like, Blizzard wanted to make it a more seamless experience to go have fun in the dungeons. What did they do? They created a matchmaking system. Okay, they created I will queue up as DPS, I will queue up as tank, I will queue up as healer, and that is how we're this Avenger, by the way. I'm having so much fun with it. So accurate for TDR, man. It's so much fun. Go. Did you drop me? I'll go with Tulane. We are officially swapping to Tulane. It's slag. Yeah, so what? I'll get slagged. But slag and shock, insanely strong. Probably should I shoot? No, I think I'm good. Let's just check my inventory and head out. But this guy resists shock, so I don't need to go shock against this guy. Fire is the name of the game here. Maybe I will go assault rifle. Maybe I will go incendiary damage. So Blizzard, they came out with matchmaking for dungeons, and which made it super easy. If you wanted to queue up a dungeon, you could keep doing the main story. You could keep leveling, but in the background be queuing for a dungeon. And if you were a tank or even more a healer, you'd have instant queues, right? You could do a dungeon immediately. But if you were a DPS character, even though you do need 3 DPSs for the dungeon, so many people play DPS, your queue times are always going to be longer. Can't shoot that out of the sky. I wish I could. Go ahead, homie. I want to put up one of your lads, but it doesn't look like it's in the cards for me. Maybe a fastball here? Catch. Oh, I hit him, but it didn't do anything. I hurt him. These are hurting him. We kill these guys, we get grenades back. Ow. That's okay. We'll be okay. Playing a little bit greedy to get more grenages. Please stop using that move. That's your best move, buddy. Dude, he just keeps doing that same move. Grenages? Oh, yeah, there's 2. It should maybe be it. Very nice. So while it was very nice in World of Warcraft to be able to queue up in dungeons, it removed a major social aspect of the game, which was, hey, I'm looking for a dungeon group. Does anybody want to play? And then when that dungeon was over and you're all sitting there outside the dungeon waiting around, like, hey, we're going to go do this world event. Do you want to come? Hey, we're going to go take on this other dungeon over here. Do you want to come? Oh, actually, we're going to go. There's something happening in the capital. Do you want to take this portal with us? No, immersion. Real immersion. That's gone when you matchmake into a dungeon, and then you go into the dungeon, and when you leave the dungeon, you go right back to where you were when the queue popped. Don't like it. Don't like it. It's very convenient. Oh, we do get. We were talking about the fatal error that crashes, and here's a crash right here. Who would have thought it? Heading into the tier 2 raid boss. But anyways, thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. I mean, this is a crash. I mean, we're modding. We're playing a game of modding. We're having great discussions. Shoutouts to Zay in chat and F-Man in chat. Stream will continue going, but this run has come to an end. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.